Goal setting. That's something which I have been talking and writing article in this month. So goal setting is something which is extremely important for all of us because it helps us to turn invisible into visible, and we start seeing that where we need to reach, that's as an outcome we get a absolute clarity. So while we set goal, it's also equally important that we follow a process. And to follow that process, I would share with you one of the techniques which is about creating a vision board. And that vision board is like a four quadrant matrix, in which in the quadrant one is writing down that what is that goal which you want to achieve in next maybe 1 year or 3 year or 5 year, whatever is that time in which you want to achieve. So defining that has always been important, but after that it's the process which allows you to make sure that you would reach that goal. So coming on to the second quadrant, which is equally important, that when you set that goal which you want to achieve after some time, you need to assess your gaps. What are those gaps which you have with respect to skills, with respect to knowledge, and make a plan in terms of that how you would be able to cover that gap. What would be those skills which you need to work upon? What is the new knowledge which you need to acquire? Because that's something which is really will be helping you to cover that gap. Remember, it's whatever have made you to reach here is not going to make you reach there. So you have to constantly work on those gaps. Then the third quadrant, that's all about that how you are measuring your progress on a daily basis. So it's very important that you do journaling, write your daily activities which you are working upon in your notebook, and see on regular basis that what progress you are making. So these are very important steps, because when you see those small progress which you are making, you become more and more confident in terms of reaching the end goal which you have defined for yourself. And the fourth quadrant is something which needs to remain empty, blank. Yes, because it's going to happen that as you work yourself towards your goals, there could be certain uncertainties which would be there, which are for sure. There could be certain changes which would be there. So how you are coping up with those changes, how you are coping up with those uncertainty, and making sure that you are doing little adjustments in between, so that you are at a larger side, you have your goal in mind, but you are doing certain adjustments in between because of those uncertainties or changes which are happening, but still you are reaching to your goals. So this is a four quadrant technique of making vision board. Number one, set your goal. Number two, define your gaps and work on those skills and knowledge to cover that gap. Third, do journaling. Have your goals or what progress you're making on a daily basis, write them in the notebook. And the fourth is the empty quadrant, where you give space to the changes or the uncertainties which are happening. Thank you, and tie your shoes to run towards your goal.